Hi guys, so today we're going to see this algorithm called shortest common super sequence, and before that I would like to mention how excited I am because this is my first video. I hope you guys like it and I hope that I make all the things clear. Yeah, so before seeing the algorithm straight away, let's revise some basics, okay? So we need to know what a sequence is. So let's take this example, Frankenstein. As some of you might know that what a substring is. A substring here would be Frank, Stein, Kenstein. So basically that constitutes a part of this word. Okay, anything that continuously occurs in this part in this word. So Anken or Ken or St, that is continuous. Okay, a sequence is something like a substring. Only thing is that it's different. It has to be in the order though. So say for example FRKE and STN and NEIN is a sequence, but if you take N, K, S and F, okay, so it's like backwards and forward, we don't want that kind of thing, and that is not a sequence. Okay, so now a super sequence is something superior, okay, like when we merge two words we get a bigger word, right? So similarly let's just take a very simple example of set. Okay, set 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and set 2 is 1, 5, 6, 2. When we're taking union of this, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we're basically doing is that the repetition of words, we are ignoring it and only printing one copy of it. Alright. So we can still add repeating words again, and set 1 and set 2 still will be subsets of this set, no matter what, right? Because we are adding, we didn't add any other number, we added the same number which was which has repeated, and so we simply increasing the length by adding the repeating numbers. So similar analogy to string format is what is shortest common super sequence. We have to find the longest common subsequence in the set. Here intersection, right? Similarly here subsequence. So we find RAI as the shortest longest common subsequence, and we have to remove one copy of it while merging both the strings. When we do so, we'll get the same string 2 as the answer, because you can see that Rai here is present here as well. We can get our string 1 back, and Frankenstein also is there. Okay, if we were to take only IE as common and make one copy of it in here, we'll get Frankenstein Ra. It remains a super sequence, but it ignores a problem statement. We have to get shortest common super sequence, right? So we have to find the longest common word between that and make one copy of it. So in here also EKE, another example, geek and EKE, we take common word as EK and then we'll make one copy of it alone. Remaining non-repeating characters we add and we get this string. Okay, so now moving on to the methods of approach, we have two methods, naive recursive and bottom-up approach dynamic programming. So in naive recursive, if you see the code, it will contain like only 4 to 5 if-else statements, but just to walk through and understand the code is really very difficult, and it's highly time consuming as well. Say the processing will take about it's exponential. You can see big O of 2 power minimum of m command. So simply words will average length will be 7 to 10, right? So if say m was 10 and n was 12, so the minimum of 10 and 12 would be 10, and 2 power of 10 is 1024, which is high. But the same m and n here, bottom up approach, big O of m into n, 10 into 11 or 12 will be 10 times smaller than the naive recursive approach. So this is the best, and I'll show you some the algorithm right now. So let's take two strings, Loliet as one and Lelouch as second string. Okay, so I'm just filling. This is a normal table, easy to fill. Just fill the indices from 1 corresponding to the characters. Okay, and after filling, next thing what you have to do is we have to compare the characters starting from L and this part. So L and L are same. Okay, so which means they are right. So we take only one, we consider them as one letter and add one here. Now L, E, so now to fill this cell we consider E, L and L. Okay, so L and L one letter plus this one letter, so 2. Now L, E, L and L, so this one letter 2 and 3. Okay, and O, so O, to fill in O 1, 2, 3, 4 is matching, so only one of them. Okay, so similarly for the rest of it you can fill. A is also very simple because there is no matching word in here, W also. So now coming to L part, okay, I'll show you the L region here. So to fill up this region, what you have to do is we consider L is matching, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4, here 4. So LE, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so and then L, and again, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and one more matching, so 5. So similarly for the rest of the things, and I'll just explain this. 1, 2, 3, 4 since it's matching, 5 and 6, E and E are matching, right? So 6. So I think you got the hang of it. So I'll explain. This is the first method, and I know it's quite exhausting. I'll explain why I told you this later. So let's see the second method using formula. Okay, this is very simple. It's tons better than the first method. All you have to do is to remember this. You have to remember this box. Okay, so we are standing in this position in this coordinate I, j. Then our topmost cell, not topmost, the top cell above us will be I minus 1, j. And this cell will be I, j minus 1, and the diagonal cell will be I minus 1, j minus 1. Okay, just take a note of it. This alone I think will suffice. Okay, this formula, what actually it says is that whenever I is equal to 0, we fill it up with j's value. Okay, and whenever j is 0, we fill the matrices cell with i's value. So that is what we are going to do here. So for all of these cases, I is equal to 0, we just fill it up with j's value. Okay, and here all of the j's value is 0, we'll fill it with i's value. As you can see, the red ones are the values in the cell, and the green ones are the indices. Okay, to j is equal to 0. So to fill these things which don't have 0 j or 0 I is equal to 0 cases, what we do is we have to consider the elements L and L. Okay, are they same? If they are same, what we do is we fill the matrix. DP is the matrix here. We fill the matrix with I plus I minus 1, j minus 1 is the diagonal, as I said before. Okay, so I 1 plus the diagonal elements here, which is 0 here. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, and next when we move on to this, I is equal to 1 and 2, this one j is equal to 2, L and E don't match. So when they don't match, what you have to do is we have to take 1 plus minimum of the right cell and the top cell. As you can see, I minus 1 j is the top cell and I j minus 1 is the left cell. Okay, so what you do is we have to take the minimum 2 and 1, which is the minimum, 1 is the minimum. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So and then here also L and L, they match. Okay, so we add 1 to the diagonal element, 1 plus 2 is 3. So here O and L, they don't match. We see 4 and 3, which is the smallest element number. We take 3, so 3 plus 1 is 4. Similarly, for rest of the cases, we fill in such way. So let's take this one, O and L. They don't match. The minimum is 5 and we get 6. Okay, so if you fill in this way, in this manner, you arrive at this table, and you will notice that this method 2 and method 1 will give us the same answer. But as you can see, method 1 was tiring, and it took way long time than this one, because we were considering each and every element to fill up each cell, right? So that's what naive recursive function does. When you take O cell, so O and I, to fill this we have to consider O, we have to consider L, E, L, A, L, L, A, W, L. So we have to compare each and every letter every time, and then add ones, and then we'll get the answer over here, which is very tiring and time consuming. So as witnessed, DP, the matrix form which I told you, bottom up approach is the best one for solving this algorithm. So let's move on to see how to print the answer. So printing the answer, we have to start from the bottom rightmost cell of the matrix. Okay, just take a note of this, probably a screenshot or a photo, so that you can refer it and fill the table. So we'll start from the bottommost table, okay, cell. Okay, so this algorithm is all about movement. Okay, so we have to just compare the characters. If they are same, move in one direction. If they are not same, consider another condition and then move one in another direction. So when you see in this case in the table, we start from the lowermost cell, the right corner. Okay, so this place we have T and H. Okay, so if you see, they both are not same, right? So what the algorithm says is that if they are not same, then we have two choices. One is we have to check if the top element is greater than the left element. If it is so, then move left and print character from string Y. In this case, we can see that 10 and 10 is not greater than 10, so that condition won't satisfy. So what we have to do is we have to print T in the outer in the output string, and then we move on to the top position. So we move to the top and we print the value from X string. We have to print the value T. Okay, after moving to the top position, again we find that H and E are not same, right? So we have to check 10 and 9. 10 is bigger than n, so it satisfies the first condition over here, and so we move left by printing H. Okay, we have to print the character from string Y. It says that. Okay, so we print the character from string Y, which is H, and then we move on to the left position. Okay, again we check, we find that 9 is greater, so we print C. And then similarly U, because we find that 8 is again greater, we print U, and then we move on to the left position. We again, the same thing happens, so we find that this. So notice that I'm adding in the backwards direction, like a stack. I'm putting the last letters in first. Okay, and then after arriving to this position, I see that the condition 6 and 6 is not greater than 6, it's equal to 6. So hence we have to follow the second condition, which states that we have to printing X string Y's string X's character, we move to the top position. So we print E here, and then we move on to this position. So and again we check if, since L and I are not same, we check if 5 is greater than 6. No. So we move again to the top after printing I, and then L and L. So now new condition arrives at which the characters are same. So for which we have to move diagonally. Move diagonally after printing the character. It can be X or Y because both are same. So we print L. After printing L, we check if E and W are greater. So again we arrive at a condition where both are equal, so maybe we move on to the top and W is printed. And then again similarly we move on to A's position. We find out both are equal, and so we print A. And then this position we come back and we find out this is, so we move on to the left position by printing E. And then we the final destination where we can't move on further. This is, you will find out that you will reach this position or this position where you can't move on further. At that cases, all you have to do is just to print the remaining characters which were not printed before. Just print all those characters and leave the loop. Okay, so that is all it is, guys. It is very simple. So guys, we have to check if the final answer is right. So let's check it right now. So LAWLIET. So string 1 we are getting the full answer, and Lelouch, LELOUCH. So no unwanted extra answers. We got the string 2 as well. So as you can see, we had 4 L's. Now it is only 2 L, and it seems as though this common subsequence was double L, because those are the letters which were removed. So now the length of it is 12. So you can try changing Y and interchanging Y and X. You will get a different answer, but the length of it will also be 12. Okay, it won't be less than 12. Okay, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for paying attention till the end. So bye.